Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from whichever corner of the world you guys are joining us from. My name is Dhruv and I have Nisha here with me, and we are part of the customer success team here at Pictory. And for today's webinar, we'll be taking you through the process of creating, editing, and customizing styles and brand styles on Pictory. And we'll also give you a walkthrough of all the new updates that were launched recently. So I'll be sharing my screen now. So this is the Pictory dashboard here. I'll just get started with script to video, and then I'll just show you how the styles look on different templates. So once you paste your script, you can click on proceed, and this takes you to the template selection page. So here you have different default templates, and each template has two components. One is the styles and the other is the branding. So as you can see here, different templates have different standard styles that are provided by Pictory, but these are all customizable once you get to the storyboard. So I'll just select the default style here from corporate. And once we get to the storyboard, I will show you how you can customize this further and take you through all the different features that are available on the site. So you have your storyboard here, and on the left, you have different tabs, and part of these are styles. So under styles, you have template styles, my styles, and styles library. Under template styles, you'll see the default intro style, default scene style, and default outro style. So if you enable the intro, you'll be able to see which styles you have, and you can customize these further. So to customize your styles, you can click on the text that you see here. So once I click on it, you'll get the styles toolbar on top. Here you can change the font, you can change the font size, you can change the formatting if you want it to be bold, italic with an underline. So you can make all these changes here. You can also further you can change the casing, and let's say you want it to be left aligned, central aligned, or right aligned. So we'll stick with left aligned here. And then you can change the text color. Now, this is a major part of styles and branding because everyone has different personal preferences, personal branding requirements based on the work they're putting out, the content they're putting out, or different styles requirement for different clients based on their branding. So this is particularly helpful. So if you want, you can change the text color here as well. So if I were to change the text to, let's say, white or red color here, and change the background color to white, for example, and we'll just leave the highlight color to a different shade of blue. Further, you can add a shadow to your text by increasing the shadow width with the slider here and changing the text shadow color. Another feature here is you can choose which position you want the text to be in. So you can choose it to be in the central grid here, or on the top, or any of the 9 grid options. So for this, we'll just select it to be in the bottom. And then you can add different animations to it. So you don't want the text to just come up on the screen. So you can add certain entry and exit animations. So you can choose between the options here. For the entry, we'll select typewriter, and then we'll select the speed as well. So you can play around with the speed to see which one um, you like more, and then we'll select an exit animation as well. So let's just do fade out, slide left. As you can see here on the preview, it shows you how it looks like when it enters the screen and when it exits the screen. One more thing that I would like to highlight is that you can highlight and unhighlight your text while you're on the storyboard as well. So to do so, you have to select the text that you see here, and then you click the highlight icon on the top. And once you do that, it changes to the color of the highlight that you selected earlier. And then similarly, if there's a text that's highlighted already, you can select it again and unhighlight it. Let's see. Yeah. So you get the unhighlight button here once you highlighted the text, and it will just go back to normal. So if you feel like you want certain words to be highlighted that are not selected by Pictory, you can come into the video storyboard and click on the text box and highlight these texts yourself as well. Once you made all these changes, there are two things that you can do. If you can see the apply to all button on the top right, you can click on it to apply the current settings to your current project. So once I do that, every single text on my video will be changed to the styles that I've customized. Similarly, if you want this to be saved for all your future projects, you can save them as style. So I'll click on the save as style button on the top right of the styles toolbar, and then I can type in a name. So if I were to do style 1, for example, and then I will click on save. Now what this does is it saves this style under my styles. So the my styles tab is accessible throughout your videos. So any project you select, you'll have this tab. Now to add it to your template, you can go over the style box and then you can click on add to template here. You can also perform a duplicate function, or you can also select apply to all scenes from here. So you'll select add to template, and now this will be added to your current template. If you notice at the template name, while it was corporate earlier, it is corporate one. This indicates that you've now customized your template. So if I were to do, let's say brand one here, for example, and then the next time I select this template, you'll have access to this customized style as well. Now you can go one step further and you can select this new style as your intro style, scene style, or outro style if you want. So if I were to do this as my default scene style, the next time you select this template, by default, you'll have this settings applied to all your scenes text. Similarly, you can also add it as your intro style and outro style if you wish. If you guys have any questions, you can just leave your questions in the Q&A text there, and I'll be happy to answer. I think there was one question earlier, right? How come the style for branding doesn't come up when and I have one style? So if you can just go to the styles tab here. Under my styles, you'll see that previously customized style, or you can also go to styles library and choose from any of the default styles that you see on Pictory. And just like we did earlier, you can just select anyone and you can add it to your template by clicking on the uh, color option here and the duplicate style option here. So how to save a style? So you can click on the text box here. Once you're done customizing, let's just make one more change to show you how that works. Yeah. So once you're done customizing, you get the option on the top right of the styles toolbar as save as style. So if you can click on it and you have to type the name. So we'll do style 2, for example, and then you click it on save. Any saved style will show up under my styles. So here you can also delete your style or you can add it to your template, but your my styles tab will be accessible on all projects as well. I hope that answers your question. Yeah. So like I mentioned earlier, you can also go to style library and choose from any of the default styles that we have and customize them further. Now the styles aren't just limited to the script or the text that you added in earlier. In one of our recent updates, we also launched multiple text boxes. So you can select any of the text boxes here. And once you do that, you can customize it by adding a text. So if I were to customize this, change the text, just like we did earlier, you can change the color, you can change the font size. If I change the color here, just like we did, you can save it as a brand new style, add it to your template and continue on using this for your future project. Take a moment to answer any questions. You can generate YouTube shorts right from edit videos using text. We do have a webinar on that as well, which we can share with you after this webinar is over. Alexander, there is no way to tell Pictory to not use a specific visual, but you can choose which keywords are highlighted, and we can share a help article link with you as well on how to do that. The end of the video. So that Bala, so to add your company details at the end of the video, what you can do is you can go to the branding section, you can go to outro, you can enable your outro scene, and in the outro visual section, you can upload your details in the form of like an image or a video, and this will be saved under your template. We don't have an option to share styles with team members yet. You can only access them through your saved templates. And yeah, you cannot add any team members, but within the template, you can just continue on using the same style. Yeah, so that's it on the styles question. If you have any more questions about styles, please do let me know. I'll be happy to answer before moving on to the latest updates that we had on Pictory recently. If that's it, then we'll move on to all the new updates and new exciting updates that we had just last week. So one of the biggest changes is the red lines that you see here. These are guidelines. So we want to make alignment easier for you. So you can drag any text box that you see and you can align them vertically, horizontally, or if you come to the center, you'll see both of these guidelines right here. So these guidelines, if you can see the red line clearly, just give me a second. Let me change the visual here. So yeah, so you'll be able to see the guidelines better with this texture. So these guidelines allow you to place your text box easily without being confused. Like sometimes if you're editing a certain text, then you don't know if you're actually centrally aligned or not. And this also allows you to remove like the framing in the edge. So none of your text is cut out. So you can just use this. You can move it around the screen to see where the guidelines pop up, and you can just leave your text there accordingly. There was one more update that we launched a while back, which was full width. So if you click on a text box and if you go to text width, you can enable full width. And while it was limited to the bottom earlier, just let me change the background color so it's easier for everyone to see. Yeah. So while it was limited to the bottom earlier, you can now move it freeform across your screen horizontally. Once you do that, this is one of the options to customize your full width further. But if you notice in the styles toolbar, where the text position was earlier with the 9 grids, you now have 3 different blocks here. These denote where your full width text box can go. So currently it's at the bottom, but if you do the center or the top, that's where your full width toolbar can move as well. And you can also save this setting within your styles or apply it to all your videos. Any questions on full width text box or the guidelines so far? Okay. If I save a project and then do an export, will the export hold the current style? Yes, so you can save it in your project and it will have the styles that you saved currently. So that's it on the 2 updates. We have one more exciting update which makes video sharing a lot more easier, which is the link sharing. So if you are make your way to my project, and then within this project, you have to find a video that you've generated. So let's say you just generated the video and you want to share it with, let's say, your client, or you want to share it with your friends and family. You can click on the video and then you can click on the under the video tab. You'll notice there's a link icon here. Once you click on the link icon, it asks you to generate a view only link. And once you click on that button, you get the link ready and you need to copy the link. And when you copy the link to your clipboard, open it in your browser and paste it. And once you paste it, you get the video that you generated, and then there are multiple options that you can do with this. You can either click on download on the top right to download the video for you. You can copy the link again if you wish to share it. You can view your video in full screen by clicking on the full screen icon here. And then you can also download your text in 3 different formats, which is the SRT, VTT, and dot text format. To, let's say, if you want to upload subtitles to YouTube, so you can use this functionality there as well. Any questions on this? If you have any questions about what we were just talking about in terms of the updates, I'll be happy to answer. And if you're facing any issue, you are free to reach out to support@pictory.ai, and we'll be happy to answer your calls there, or just connect on a call if you need any further help. I'll be taking more questions now. If you have any questions on how to create a style, how to customize, save, or if you need further clarification on the updates that we just shared. If that's it, okay, full width again. Sure, how to customize. Okay, let's do full width again. I am on this text right here. Once I click on it, I can click on the text shadow icon. Sorry, I can click on the text width icon, which is denoted by the two arrows on the styles toolbar. And I can enable the full width button here. Once I enable it, you'll notice that the text is now full width. So the background is covered completely. Then what you can do is either you can move it manually across your video, or you can click on the uh, icon here, which are denoted by three bars. This allows you to choose the position between three different sections of your video. So currently you're at the bottom, but if you wish to put it in the center, you can select the center icon. Or if you want to select the top one, you can select the top icon. If you wish to customize your, I hope that answers your question. And if you wish to customize your branding, you can click on the branding tab on the left, and then you can enable your intro scene, you can enable your outro scene, and then you have the options to add your intro visual either from your library or from the visuals that we have, or you can upload your own logo and then you can adjust the logo size, logo position, and add text to it. Similarly, you can add a logo for your scenes and you can customize your outro as well. Any changes that you make here will be saved within your template, which you can access by clicking on the change template icon here. And any previously customized template will be shown here. All you have to do is click on them to apply those settings to your current video. We also have a webinar for this. If you can just leave your email ID, be happy to share it with you. You can either apply full width to just one scene or to apply it to all scenes. But if you want to apply only to like let's say every alternate scene or so, then you'll have to do it manually. So to apply to all, you can just click on the apply to all button right here, and the same thing will be applied to everyone. There's one more question. How to modify video templates, logo, and end. I only have to modify one. Okay. If you want to modify your video, and you will have to go under branding. You can add a logo here by clicking on upload logo. And once you do that, you can adjust the logo size, logo position, and logo opacity. Similarly, if you want to add an outro, which I think is what you mean by the end scene, so you can do so here as well. So you can replace a visual. Let's try importing a visual here. So once you apply the visual, similarly, you can upload it from your library as well. And you can add your own logo, change the logo position, and you're good to go. All the settings, as I mentioned earlier, are saved within your templates. So you just have to select this template the next time you start a project. Sure. Will Nisha, can you please share the FB user group and links as well? I hope I've answered all your questions. And if you have any further questions, you can just leave them as like support. I'm not sure what the exact requirements are for the YouTube, but you can just select the scene duration here and then you can just change them when you start a project. Hope that helps. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. If that's all, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. And if you have any questions, we are happy to answer. And we'll probably meet again next year with a new webinar. Thank you so much.